The USS Abraham Lincoln, CVN-72, a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, is no stranger to high-stakes missions. As one of the most advanced and formidable assets in the U.S. Navy's arsenal, the Abraham Lincoln has played a key role in projecting American military power across the globe. But in 2026, the Lincoln found itself heading to the Persian Gulf at a moment's notice, raising significant questions about what's driving the sudden rush to deploy. In a region already filled with tension and uncertainty, the arrival of such a powerful vessel is never just a routine move. It's a signal, a clear message to both allies and adversaries about our intentions and military readiness. The Persian Gulf, a narrow stretch of water between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula, has long been a geopolitical flashpoint. Over the decades, it has been the site of numerous military confrontations, including the Gulf Wars and the ongoing conflict with Iranian-backed militias. But despite the U.S. Navy's consistent presence in the region, the sudden redeployment of the Abraham Lincoln raises important questions. What exactly is prompting this decision? Is this a response to a new threat, or simply a calculated maneuver to maintain the U.S.'s dominant position in the region? The Abraham Lincoln is no ordinary vessel. As a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, it can stay deployed for months without needing to refuel. It carries a complement of over 70 aircraft, including the FAA-18 Hornet and Super Hornet fighter jets, E-2D Hawkeye early warning aircraft, and a wide range of helicopters. This makes it one of the most versatile platforms in the U.S. military's arsenal. When deployed, it serves as a floating airbase, capable of striking both air and ground targets with devastating precision. The arrival of the Abraham Lincoln in the Persian Gulf is a clear sign that the U.S. is prepared to respond to any threat in the region with overwhelming force. The question is, why now? What has prompted the U.S. Navy to send one of its most powerful ships to this already volatile region? There are several factors at play, each contributing to the decision to deploy the Abraham Lincoln with such urgency. One of the most pressing concerns in the Persian Gulf is the ongoing tension with Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran has long been a source of instability in the region, supporting proxy militias in countries like Iraq, Syria, and Yemen, and threatening to disrupt vital shipping lanes in the Strait of Hormuz, through which a significant portion of the world's oil passes. Iran's nuclear ambitions have also been a constant source of concern for the United States and its allies. Despite diplomatic efforts and the 2015 nuclear agreement, Iran's actions, such as resuming uranium enrichment and increasing military activities in the region, have raised alarms. The Abraham Lincoln's arrival in the Gulf is likely a response to these growing concerns, signaling that the U.S. is prepared to take swift action should the situation escalate. Another key factor behind the deployment is the strategic importance of the Persian Gulf in global energy markets. The Gulf is home to some of the largest oil reserves in the world, and any disruption to the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz would have serious implications for the global economy. In recent years, Iran has threatened to close the strait, which would cripple the world's energy markets. The U.S. Navy's presence in the region, particularly through the deployment of its aircraft carriers, ensures that the U.S. can respond quickly to any attempt to block or disrupt this crucial shipping lane. By sending the Abraham Lincoln to the region, the U.S. is reinforcing its commitment to ensuring the free flow of trade and maintaining stability in the global energy market. The Abraham Lincoln's deployment is also a demonstration of force in a region where American influence is increasingly being challenged. The rise of China and Russia as global superpowers has shifted the balance of power in many parts of the world, including the Middle East. While the U.S. has long been the dominant military power in the region, its influence is being contested by countries like Iran and Russia, which are seeking to expand their own foothold in the Gulf. By sending the Abraham Lincoln to the region, the U.S. is sending a clear message to both allies and adversaries that it remains the primary guarantor of security in the Persian Gulf. Another important consideration is the U.S. Navy's strategy of power projection. Aircraft carriers like the Abraham Lincoln are designed to be versatile platforms that can operate in a variety of combat scenarios. They are capable of launching airstrikes, conducting reconnaissance, providing close air support for ground troops, and even carrying out humanitarian missions. The Abraham Lincoln is ideally suited to carry out these tasks in the Persian Gulf, where it can provide air cover for us and allied forces operating on the ground, strike key military targets, and gather intelligence on potential threats. Its presence also provides the U.S. with the flexibility to respond to crises across the region, from Iraq to Afghanistan to Syria. The decision to deploy the Abraham Lincoln is also a response to recent provocations from Iran. In the months leading up to the carrier's deployment, Iran has increased its military activity in the Gulf, including the testing of ballistic missiles and the seizure of oil tankers in international waters. These actions have further heightened tensions in the region, prompting the U.S. to bolster its military presence. The Abraham Lincoln's deployment is part of a broader strategy to counter Iran's growing aggression and to ensure that the U.S. is prepared to respond if hostilities break out. The timing of the Abraham Lincoln's deployment is also significant. As the U.S. seeks to maintain its influence in the region, the timing coincides with rising tensions between the U.S. and China. China has been increasing its military presence in the Indo-Pacific and has been involved in disputes over the South China Sea and Taiwan. The U.S. Navy's deployment of the Abraham Lincoln to the Gulf serves as a reminder that the U.S. is still a dominant military force capable of projecting power globally. It's also a signal to China and other powers that the U.S. is fully committed to protecting its interests in the Middle East, even as it contends with the growing strategic challenges posed by China and Russia. Moreover, the presence of the Abraham Lincoln in the Persian Gulf also serves as a tool of diplomacy. The Navy's deployment of an aircraft carrier is often used to reassure allies and partners in the region of American support. Countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain are key U.S. allies in the Gulf, and the presence of the Abraham Lincoln reinforces America's commitment to security in the region. It also sends a message to Iran that any aggressive actions against us allies will be met with swift retaliation. The Abraham Lincoln's deployment is part of a larger pattern of U.S. military presence in the Gulf. The U.S. Navy has maintained a significant presence in the region for decades, with multiple aircraft carriers and support ships stationed in the waters off the coast of Iran. This presence is essential for maintaining regional stability and ensuring the protection of U.S. interests, including the free flow of oil and the security of allies. In conclusion, the USS Abraham Lincoln's deployment to the Persian Gulf is not just about responding to a single crisis or threat. It's part of a larger strategy to maintain U.S. military dominance in the region. From countering Iran's growing aggression to ensuring the stability of global energy markets, the Lincoln's presence sends a powerful message to both allies and adversaries. The U.S. is ready to defend its interests and maintain stability in the Persian Gulf. The Navy's decision to send one of its most powerful carriers to the region underscores the importance of maintaining a robust military presence in one of the world's most critical and volatile regions. As tensions continue to rise in the Gulf, the Abraham Lincoln will remain a symbol of U.S. power and a key player in ensuring the security of American interests in the region.